With Nano Banana Pro, I was able to create this entire AI animation in just 30 minutes.
They call this place the graveyard of giants. Most people just see scrap metal. But I see something different. A second chance. Although, no one ever said it would be easy. Sometimes, things finally start moving when you least expect it. Yes, I knew it! But in that moment, I wish they never did. And now, it's up to me to finish what I started.
Every scene you just saw was brought to life with Nano Banana Pro. But even with Nano Banana Pro, most people still struggle with creating professionally looking AI animations with perfect character and scene consistency. And honestly, I don't blame them. Because if you don't have a structured plan before starting your animations, then your dream idea could quickly turn into a nightmare project. So in this video, I'm gonna break down step by step how I made that AI animation. And by the end of this video, you'll easily be able to create your very own AI films. All the tools and prompts I used will be linked in the description below. Now let's get started by creating hero shots for each of our characters. These hero shots will act as the core reference images for the AI to draw from. The platform we'll be using is called OpenArt, so head over to the OpenArt homepage and click Image. From here, make sure to select Nano Banana Pro as the model, since it's easy and the best model for consistency and details. For the prompt, I want to go with a cinematic DreamWorks animation style. Here's the full prompt. The prompts for our hero shots need to be as detailed as possible, since they will be referenced throughout the entire animation. I've made sure to describe my character's age, clothing, accessories, and looks. I also like to specify that the character should be isolated on a white background, since AI always performs better when there are less distractions in the image. Now, I'll just select a 16:9 aspect ratio, along with the highest resolution. And after a couple different generations, this one is definitely my favorite. So I'll just repeat the exact same process. But this time, instead of a human, I'll generate a dormant robot character. Here's the prompt I'm using, which outlines the animation style, the state of the robot, the design, and the lighting. And this is the result. Now you want to spend as much time as needed on creating these hero shots. This is the most important step in our entire workflow, because if your hero images are low quality, then that will affect the rest of our animations too. Now that we have both the hero shots for our characters, we're ready to move on to step 2. This is where we'll create the starting frame for our first video. And here's a quick pro tip. Most of the time, we want our first video to be an establishing shot, something that gives the audience context about the location, time, and even mood of the scene. So with that in mind, I'll just upload the hero shot of my character as a reference image, then I'll enter my prompt. I've chosen to describe the style, the subject, the environment, the lighting, and the camera. I'm pretty happy with my result. Take a look. With that, it's time to start step 3, which is the video generation. For this, we'll just click Video and make sure we have Image to Video selected. I'll use Kling 2.6 as my model, since it has great prompt adherence and camera control. I'll just upload our starting frame from the previous step, then I'll use this as my prompt. For video prompts, you want to make sure to describe details such as the animation style, the camera movement, and the actions of any characters on screen. After generating it a few times, I absolutely love this version. The rest of the animation follows the same structure. Generate a starting frame using your hero shot as a reference. Then use that starting frame to generate your video. For one of the scenes, I wanted a unique shot from inside the chest cavity of the robot. So I went back to images and uploaded my hero shot. But I also added the starting frame from my previous scene, as this helps keep things consistent. Then I put in this prompt, which focuses on style, scale, subject, and lighting. The result was perfect. To turn this into a video, I went back to videos and used this prompt. I made sure to mention the animation style, action of the character, camera movement, and lighting. This is what I ended up with. To be honest, This was one of the most challenging scenes in the film, as I wanted to capture a glimpse of hope before having it stripped away. Another scene I want to touch on is the closing shot of the animation, although the prompt might shock you. After uploading my hero shot and the starting frame from the previous scene, this is the prompt I went with. Sometimes less is more, especially when you've provided Nano Banana Pro with enough context. And the result was exactly what I wanted. To bring this scene to life, I used this prompt which describes the style, the character action, the camera movement, and the lighting. The result was unbelievable. But not all scenes were so straightforward. For a few of the scenes in my animation, I wanted to extend a scene rather than creating a whole new one. I've made an entire video about how to do this, but here's the simple version. This is the scene that I want to extend. So I'll just click grab last frame, and this will automatically use the last frame of the video as the starting frame for my next generation. Now this would usually be fine to extend the scene, but I want to add a little more control to this generation since the robot is coming to life. To achieve this control, I'll use Nano Banana Pro to create an end frame. Now that I've got my start frame and my end frame, I'll just switch my video model to Kling 01, since Kling 2.6 doesn't allow end frames. This is the prompt that I'm using. Don't forget, all tools and prompts will be in the description for you to help yourself. After a couple generations, here's what I got. Now that we've generated some incredible scenes, it's time to make our story even better by adding some dialogue. To do this, we'll need a platform called 11 Labs, since it's the best AI voiceover platform available. Once you've logged into 11 Labs, click Voices and select whatever suits your story. For my animation, I want to focus on the narration through the eyes of the character, so I'll go for something that sounds like an adventurous young man. Let's go with emo. Now, click on Text-to-Speech and type the exact words you want your voice to say. For the model, I'm using V3 as it has the best expressions. Here's the prompt. Once you're satisfied with how it sounds, just download the voiceover and you're ready for the last step, which is to edit everything together. I use Premiere Pro to edit everything, but you can use whichever software you prefer. All you have to do is just drop in all your video generations along with your voiceover and make sure everything lines up smoothly. From here, you can add any additional transitions, sound effects, and touch-ups to make your animation really stand out. And after doing all of that myself, here's the final result.
They call this place the Graveyard of Giants. Most people just see scrap metal. But I see something different. A second chance. Although no one ever said it would be easy, sometimes things finally start moving when you least expect it. Yes, I knew it! But in that moment, I wish they never did. And now, it's up to me to finish what I started.
So that's how I generated the entire animation. And now you can do the exact same with your own creative ideas. But let me be honest, even though I touched on how to extend your videos, learning how to do this is its own skill and can really take your animations to the next level. So if you want to learn how to create AI animations that last as long as you want, then be sure to click the video on screen.